Hello everyone, it's Carol here at Aakash Journals. This is the third and final video showing how I put this little journal together that's going to house my pieces or my challenge pieces that I created recently as part of the Ugly Art Club 5-minute challenge. There is a part 1 and a part 2, and I will put the link to those videos in the description box below so that you can have a look at those if you've just happened across this one. So there isn't much left really to do to finalize this little thing. I'm going to attach this piece on the front. I'm going to add my sari silk. I am going to put something across here to house my information card, and I'm going to attach my pieces to the respective signatures and sew them into the journal. So I'm going to pop the camera on to hyperlapse and pop back now and then with a bit of a chat to let you know what I'm doing, and then at the very end I'll do a flip through of the complete journal with everything inside so that you can have one final look. So I'll be back in a little while. So here I'm just making myself a little template. That piece of paper is as wide as the spine, and I'm just marking on it where I'm going to stitch my signatures. I've got 3 signatures, so I just need 3 vertical lines, and then marking on those vertical lines equal spacing for where I'm going to do my 3-hole pamphlet stitch. I'm using a needle rather than an awl to mark out the holes where I want to do my stitching. The needle is finer than the awl that I have. That's some wax linen thread, but I don't end up using that in the end. I decided that the colour wasn't quite right. Still using that same template, I'm putting it down the centre of my signatures to mark the holes where my stitching needs to go, and I'm still using that needle. So here I am doing all 3 of the signatures and stitching the first signature into place. I'm actually using a doll needle, which is very long and thin rather than my normal bookbinding needle, purely because it was a much finer needle and I didn't really want to make any large holes. As you can see, I used a little bit of art glitter glue there over the knots just to act as a belt and braces, and here I'm adding a little bit of brown German tape down the centre of each signature over the top of my stitching, just purely because I like the look of it. I've got a scrap of paper here that I've glued and folded in 4, and I'm going to be using that as my belly band on the front inside cover. So I'm just trimming it to size here. And I found a little bit of washi tape that I like the look of, that gives me some text which will tie in with the text that I've used on those panels. And I'm going to take this away to my sewing machine now and stitch it, and now just gluing it into place. Here I'm using some brown thread just to tie the dangles which have the details about the respective prompts written on them, and I'm using that brown thread just to tie the dangles to each of my pages, and here I am gluing them into place. So this is page 3 going in, and this is page 4, and so on all the way through the journal until each of the signatures are filled up. My piece of sari tape going on the front cover, and this is my front focal piece, just been glued into place and just tying it up with a quick knot. So here we go everybody, this is the finished journal. I actually thought that I should mention what size this is. It's only small. It's about 4 inches, 4¼ inches wide by 6½ inches. So in terms of centimetres, that's 11 centimetres by, I think that's 17, so still quite small. And I know that the spine is 3 centimetres. So that's what it looks like at the front. This little bit moves, as you know. I've got my sari silk on there. I've done a 3-hole pamphlet stitch to hold my signatures in place, and that's the back. I really love how this sari silk works with this little grungy journal. And if I open it up for you, there we go. I've just done one single wrap round, so as you can see, my sari silk is anchored underneath this front panel. It doesn't go across the back with any glue or anything. And if I open it up, let me move that down a little bit. If I open it up, that's what it looks like when you open the front cover up. So I've got a little belly band here, just with some backing paper and some washi tape, and then I've just roughly stitched around it, and I've left some loose threads there. This is the little instruction or information booklet that I created, just so that it mentions to whoever opens it in the future, or as a reminder to me, what the challenge was all about. So that goes in there, plain here, but I really like that because you can actually see the Distress Oxide inks and the stenciling in all their glory on this piece. And I actually think that this was one of the best pieces in the whole set of panels that I did. I really love this one. So if you open up the first flap, I've got my pages or my challenge pieces stitched in. This was the first one, and there was a rookie mistake that I made with the little swatches, or the little prompt pieces rather. I put a eyelet on the top right hand corner of all of these pages. Well, of course they were going back to back, so it should have alternated, or I should have alternated where that eyelet went, and I didn't. So what I've done anyway is I've sometimes used the actual eyelet if there is an appropriate place for the little prompt to go, and sometimes I haven't. I've put it in a different place, but you'll see as I go. I have put a dab of glue underneath rather than just have them dangling out. Originally I thought I would just have them dangling, and as you can see, to keep in with the rustic nature, I've just tied a little bit of brown coloured twine with a knot to hold it in place. So let me just flip through the journal fairly quickly so you can have a look what's what. So that's the first prompt. Then there was this one, as you can see, that's where the eyelet is, but all I've done is I've just glued it to the left hand side. It was fine, it went there okay. Obviously this is the Galaxy one that I did, and actually now I'm going to go in on this one, and I'm just going to add some Clear Rock Candy crackle paste on this. It looks very flat to me. It doesn't look so flat on the camera, but as I'm looking at it now in retrospect, it all looks a bit flat and one-dimensional. So I'm going to go in and do that in a moment or two, and then walk away and call this little journal finished. This is the next one. This was Tangled, prompt number 4. Really love this one. Just love these little scrunched pieces of vintage indenture. This one was number 5, Numeral. And then this one was Amber. Oh, and I've put some of that German brown tape down the centre where I did my stitching, and I've stitched each signature in. No reason other than I just fancied doing that, and I'm pleased I've done it. It adds something different to the inside of each of these and kind of hangs in with the grungy theme. On the photo one here, I've just glued a little top corner there on the prompt so that I can lift that up and you can see the paper underneath. Then this one was pasted, as you saw, so I've got my lace there. This one was on the belly band, if you remember, and all I've done with this one is I've glued the belly band down. I haven't glued the actual page down, so I can take this one out if I want to, and I've left the dangle loose, and I've just tucked it under one of the scraps of paper that is going across on that one. This one was muted, so You can hardly see that little bit of thread down there. Probably would have been nicer if I'd done something like voile underneath, or maybe some muslin. Probably would have given it a little bit more definition around the seal. That was my continuous line one. Then this one, love the colours, tick mark, and I love how it's come out against this one. And in fact, these are my 3 favourites, so I like that that's the end of my signature, that's the back cover, and that's the back of the flap. But I have all of these together because these are my all-time favourites out of all of them that I did. And this one actually is my favourite out of the lot, purely because it's got V Sackville West on the top there. Just appeals to me, that one. So that closes up like that. My flap goes across like that, and it just ties, and you've seen how that works. All I've done is I've just let it go round, and because it's slightly squared off at the spines, it sits quite nicely, letting you have a nice flat surface to tie it. So let me just quickly do that. There we go. And not a great frou-frou of lace sari silk there, but enough. And I'm just going to scrunch that down a little bit because I don't want it to hide that too much. But I do like it that I'm picking up the greens on this, which picks up the green on the front cover. So there we go, everybody. That's my little journal dusted, done and dusted now, and I'm really happy with it. It was great fun doing this challenge, and it's been a great little project making the journal cover over the last couple of days. Hope you enjoyed it too. Thank you as always for watching. I really do appreciate your encouragement and support and the lovely comments you leave me. Bless you all. So have a lovely day, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye now. Bye.